The Seattle Seahawks won the 2013 Super Bowl 48. This time they defend their Lombardi as in the NFL 2014 season simulation. All 32 teams are intact to win the Lombardi trophy this time. It is all the players and coaches that we love oh so much. It is the 2014 season simulation. Who will win Super Bowl 49? The answer is up next.
Yourself to something special. Don't let anything stand in our way. Shotgun for Kaepernick, takes the snap, looks, fires near side, going for the end zone. It's picked off in the end zone. The Seahawks intercept. Richard Sherman tips it.
The Green Bay Packers, 8-7-1 in 2013, taking off the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson, 10 of 21, a $130 and 2 scores back in Week 3 of 2012 when these two teams last met with a lot on the line. And just like in the Hail Mary game, this would come down to the wire one more time. Paul Richardson, the rookie wideout second-round selection, gets in there for the first down. Drive continues now to 4 minutes to go second quarter, no score, and the Seahawks move the chains with Christine Michael, one of his 8 carries today. The Seahawks tack a field goal, they lead 3-0. Very next play for Aaron Rodgers and company, deep play intended for Jordy Nelson, and he's got it for the touchdown. And the Green Bay Packers, for the first time today, they lead, the score 7-3. Seahawks have it on a 3rd and 2. They're going long towards the end of the first half, and it's caught by Sidney Rice, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown Seattle Seahawks, and the Green Bay Packers had the lead for all of 24 seconds. Seahawks lead 10-7 at the break. Midway through the third quarter, Green Bay forces the 3 and out. That is Christine Michael for a loss of 1. Then the Packers, 3 plays later, Rodgers connects with his big play man, Jared Boykin, and he slips across that near sideline and scores for the Packers. And now it's Green Bay that takes a 14-10 advantage. It looks very similar to how they took the lead in the Hail Mary game. Midway fourth quarter, Packers lead, they tack on a field goal 17-10. Marshawn Lynch, the first play of the drive, and it's 74 yards for a touchdown as he just runs right by that Packers beleaguered defense. Nobody sees him. When he's even, he's leaving. And the Seahawks tie it at 17. Marshawn Lynch, his first touchdown of the season. Now here come the Packers with 5 minutes to go. Can they take the lead? It's all tied. 3rd down and long, and Jordy Nelson, as Rodgers goes to the lottery and converts and gets the first down. Rodgers not the best day, but on 3rd and goal, he can get a touchdown to give them ahead by 7. 3rd and goal, going sideline, it's incomplete. Wouldn't have scored anyways. The Packers kick a field goal with under 2 to play, and they lead 20-17. Russell Wilson back to work. 1:34 to go. Going sideline. It's caught and good for a first down. Move those chains. Then Seattle. Very next play. They hand off to Lynch. Breaks not 1, not 2, not 3, but another tackle. And then he's knocked out of bounds after a gain of 19, putting the Seahawks in business. 3rd and 12. Wilson finds Paul Richardson across the far sideline, and that puts the Seahawks in field goal range, but a miss will put the Packers in the win column. Snap, ball down, the kick is up, and it is good. Squeaks across that bottom upright, and we are tied at 20 with under a minute to play. Overtime is on tap for the Seahawks. They get the ball and drive down the field first. That is Marshawn Lynch finding 5 yards out of nothing. 2 plays later on a 1st and 10, Russell Wilson trying to get into the end zone to win this ball game. He'll take it himself across the 20. It gains 12 and sets up this. 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Turbin in the game. He gets the call. He's going end zone and has got it. Touchdown Seattle Seahawks, and they win. The overtime carry, his first on the day. It is Turbin on a 1-yard touchdown scamper, and the Seahawks win their first game of the season. The Seahawks collect win number 1 as Aaron Rodgers didn't have a bad day statistically, but Russell Wilson and the MVP Marshawn Lynch were too much to handle there in overtime. Minnesota finished last year 5-10-1 in the NFC North, but Teddy Bridgewater, the rookie quarterback, replaces last year's QBs with Castle, Ponder, and Freeman, who combined for 18 TDs and 19 picks. First quarter, as the Vikings were on the move, Bridgewater, a 5-step drop, flings it over the middle, and it's hauled in by Cordarrelle Patterson. Keep an eye on him today. That's his first catch of the ballgame. Vikings lead 24-3. The Rams had all sorts of struggles offensively, but there goes Austin Pettis across the near sideline, and they score to pull to within 14 in this ball game. St. Louis finally finds the end zone. Midway through the fourth quarter, the Vikings would have none of it. The offense cashes in again. That is Greg Jennings, a leaping grab into Rams territory, and then on a 1st and goal from the 5. Bridgewater, his first and only touchdown, back shoulder throw, caught Cordarrelle Patterson, his one and only score on the day. The Vikings win 31-17. That third down offense for St. Louis, absolutely atrocious. The Rams travel to Tampa Bay next week to take on the Buccaneers. Boy, these matchups are fun. The 4-12 Raiders, the 8-8 Jets. These guys always have controversies. Starting for the New York Jets, outside of that elite defense, is longtime Philadelphia Eagle Michael Vick. And with a 17-3 Jets lead, the Raiders, wow, what a surprise. They're into punt. Marquette King booms it deep down the field, and former Raider Jacoby Ford fumbles the ball, and it's recovered by Nick Roach. Wow, what a surprise. The Raiders are Johnny on the spot for the recovery as Nick Roach lays the wood on that near sideline. And on the very next play, on a 1st and 10, Schaub, a 7-step drop, he's going to go long. James Jones, a former Packer, he's got it and is in for the touchdown. And the Raiders pull to within 7. What a change of events here at New Meadowlands. But then the Jets rally all the way down the field, a big-time drive, 80 yards later, touchdown Jets, as Chris Johnson does one of my favorite dances. He's in the end zone. Jets lead by 14. Matt Schaub trying to come back on a 3rd and 5. He's flushed out of the pocket and is down for the count. He sprains his knee and is out for the next 4 weeks for the Oakland Raiders, as Matt Schaub, former Texan, only lasts a little longer than 3 quarters. That Jets defense rallied in there for 4 sacks and beat and bruised Matt Schaub. He's out for the count, and so are the Raiders. As on 4th down, Derek Carr is thrown to the turf, and Davis gets in there for the game-sealing sack. The Raiders are battered and bruised and will play a brand-new quarterback in Fresno State QB Derek Carr. He'll take the starting snaps as the Raiders are hosting the Texans in Week 2, while the Jets travel to Green Bay next week. Buffalo and Chicago face off in a historic matchup, the Bears 8-8 and the Bills 6-10 last season. For both of these two teams, both the DSFLs 1 and 2 have made their marks in their respective conferences. Currently, the Bears lead 10-7 and are on the move again. Cutler fires, and he's got Brandon Marshall for a 1st down, move the chains. Then Martellus Bennett, the very next play, he's down the sideline to the 10, to the 5, and he's into the end zone, touchdown. And the Chicago Bears add to their already field goal lead. It's 17-7. Our score in Chicago. Midway through the 3rd, here come the Bills. E.J. Manuel, quick drop, fires to Sammy Watkins, who enters enemy territory. He's got it for a gain of 15. 3rd down and 2. C.J. Spiller now trying to get the 1st down, reaching, fighting for that 1st down, and he's got it. Move the chains, it's a gain of 2. 1st and goal now on the same drive. The Bills hand off to C.J. Spiller, who had 71 yards rushing, and that score. Touchdown Bills, and it's now only a field goal differential. But on a 2nd and 2, here comes Jay Cutler. Back to work, he'll scramble, take it himself, and he's hit hard at the 35, and down he goes. He will limp his way over to the sideline, and that's where former Carolina QB Jimmy Clausen takes the field. And on a 2nd down, he fires over the middle to former Niners wide receiver Josh Morgan for his first completion, move the chains. 2nd down now, Clausen continuing to pick apart this Bills defense. And on a 2nd down and 5, Clausen looking long, he's going end zone, it's leaping, and there's Josh Morgan for the touchdown. Jimmy Clausen single-handedly subs in for Jay Cutler and gives the Bears a 10-point lead, and nearly insurmountable here with under 2 minutes to play. 3rd down, though, here goes a completion to Scott Chandler, and look at him reach towards the sideline. An impressive play. He's got it for the 1st down. 2nd and 1 now with a minute to go. Manuel looking, fires underneath. It's caught by Chandler again, but he can't do everything. The tight end fumbles the ball. It's recovered by Mark Anderson, and that will seal the deal. Scott Chandler down on the field. The Bills lose their first game of the season. Final score 24-14. As both Scott Chandler, the tight end, and Jay Cutler, the quarterback, will be sidelined until week 4 with a concussion. So Chicago next week will play Jimmy Clausen at San Francisco to take on the Niners. Kansas City was perhaps one of the most underrated number 5 seeds in the NFL last season. After an 8-0 start, they finished 11-5, currently leading 13-3 over the 7-9 Titans entering this season. And on 2nd and 13, Justin Houston in there for the sack. And on 4th down, Locker trying to make a play, stepping off his back foot, throwing across his body, and it's picked off. There's Sean Smith, and he'll take it the distance. The Titans offense absolutely atrocious in a 20-3 beatdown here on the road. Kansas City starts 1-0, led by their defense. As next week, Kansas City will face an offense just a little bit harder than the Titans. Maybe the Broncos at Mile High may scare them a bit, but the Chiefs, at the meantime, are undefeated just like a season ago. Jake Locker continues to struggle in his debut. Over the last decade, the Patriots and the Dolphins have been two completely different teams. 41% lifetime for the Dolphins since 2007, which completely contrasts to the 79% win percentage there for the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, the Dolphins always seem to play these Patriots pretty tough, especially at Sun Life Stadium. Early first quarter, Stephen Ridley rips off a 48-yard scamper along that near sideline to kickstart a Tom Brady 16-yard pass completion to Danny Amendola, the first touchdown for the Pats this season. And there goes New England. They're on the scoreboard first. But here comes Ryan Tannehill answering right back on his first drive of the season. 2nd and goal from the 2, a quick drop, and he's going end zone. There's Mike Wallace, former Steelers wideout, and he's in for the score. This game is all tied up at 7, ladies and gentlemen. And after a halftime score of 24-17, here comes Tom Brady on the move, fires to Gronkowski, who fumbles the ball, and he's down for the count. And there goes Cortland Finnegan down the near sideline, and he goes in for the touchdown. But we'll check on that Rob Gronkowski injury as he would be down, and we'll take a look at the post-game report. But for the meantime, Gronkowski would not return for the remainder of the game, and we are tied. The Patriots did tack on a field goal late in the 4th quarter, so here comes one final drive. Lynch, the rookie tight end, subbing in for an injured Charles Clay, but on 3rd and 2, the only one hurting is that Patriots defense as Brian Hartline cuts over the middle for a gain of 12. Then Tannehill on a 3rd and 10 finds Lynch again for 5, which sets up the biggest, most crucial play for the Dolphins here in week number 1. It's a 4th down and 5 where they're right near field goal range. Tannehill goes for it, fires to Wallace, but it's in and out of his hands, and the Patriots take over. They would run off the remainder of that clock and win by the final score 27-24. Ryan Tannehill with an admirable day, but just cannot get past Tom Brady and the Patriots and both the tight ends. It's Rob Gronkowski and Charles Clay. They should be back for week 2 action as the New England Patriots start off with a win. Two teams who know a little bit about winning, the Denver Broncos and the Indianapolis Colts, the 2 top teams from their respective divisions last season. The Broncos added a number of key pieces to help not only win the division, but also maybe get a Super Bowl ring on Peyton Manning's finger entering his 17th season. 2nd down will look to be the first touchdown of the 2013 year. That's Julius Thomas over the middle of the field on what was a 30-yard pitch and catch. Nevertheless, Thomas on the scoreboard, and this looks to be an offensive shootout. But that would quickly come to a halt as Vontae Davis, following a Colts punt, would return it for a score. That's a pick 6, ladies and gentlemen. We are all tied at 7 apiece here at Mile High Stadium. Peyton Manning, a very peculiar throw across his body, and the Colts tie this thing all up at 7. 2nd down, there's a pass completion as Manning continues to pick apart that Colts defense. Julius Thomas out to the 20 in a typical Broncos drive. Monty Ball from 1 yard out, and he's got it for the score. And at halftime, the Broncos lead 17-7 over these Indianapolis Colts. What can Andrew Luck do here? No touchdowns by the offense heading into the final quarter. Hakeem Nicks, who should be a very viable portion of this Colts offense, he's got it for 18 yards. 1st and 10, Luck going end zone, and it's picked. That is Raheem Moore in the back of the end zone, and he'll step out of bounds. The Broncos continue to blank this Colts offense. Now later on in the quarter, after a Broncos field goal, 3rd down, pass is caught, and he's got it for the 1st down. That's Wallen. On 4th and 5, this is the game. Luck going, typical Colts offense underneath here. And Hakeem Nicks has got it for 3, but not enough to move the chains. That Colts offense was absolutely atrocious, and will have to do a much better job in Week 2 against Philadelphia if they hope to get out of this 0-1 stink. Meanwhile, the Denver Broncos take on those Chiefs in Week number 2. Another intriguing matchup as the Chargers got into the playoffs last year at a 9-7 record, while the Cardinals at 10-6 were stifled out of the postseason. Phillip Rivers, the comeback player of the year, has room to work here after a 1-point lead midway through the 4th. That's a pass completion out to Ladarius Green, the tight end, who should be very involved there in that Chargers offense. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, the San Diego offense stalls and Phillip Rivers and company trot off the field. It's a punt for the Chargers. Here trailing by 1, Carson Palmer with perhaps his final shot. He fires over the middle, and it's caught by the tight end to move the chains. Now here comes this Arizona drive from their own 20, and that's a gash all the way down to the 1-yard line. And on 3rd down and goal from the 2, Palmer looking. This will give them the lead, going end zone, and it's caught for the touchdown, and the 2-point conversion was good, which means Carson Palmer has this game led by 7. Rob Hausler, his first touchdown, 21-14 our score. 3rd down and long. Things are looking real tough here for Phillip Rivers, but he finds Antonio Gates for 14 yards, and on 4th down and 2, no huddle time. Where they can't convert, this will basically be it. It's a 4th down play. Rivers from the gun with a 3-wide set. He's looking, and of course on 4th down, there is the big reliable Keenan Allen, and he's got it for the 1st down. 2nd and 10. Rivers not looking any longer. He'll go end zone, but it's intercepted by the rookie Dayon Buchanan. He's got it for the takeaway, and the Cardinals sneak out of here with a huge Week 1 victory, a 21-14 final score. Arizona struggled to get a whole lot going in free agency, lost a number of key players, but come through with a big Week 1 victory. Meanwhile, Phillip Rivers fails to answer the critics, throwing 3 interceptions and going 1 for 8 on 3rd downs throughout the entire game, including only 6 first downs in the contest. And he'll have to quickly get over this Week 1 loss, as next week they will take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, the Cardinals face the Giants. So after an entertaining week of football, our scores are in the books here for the opening matchups of the season. The Seahawks kick things off with a 26-20 overtime thriller over the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, the Vikings, led by Teddy Bridgewater, ran all over those St. Louis Rams. The Steelers win 17-9 over the Browns due to 3 interceptions by Brian Hoyer, which makes it awfully interesting about Johnny Manziel. Currently, he's the backup heading into week number 2. The Jets 24-10, they knock out Matt Schaub as well. And the Detroit Lions, with a surprise of colossal proportions, head into Monday Night Football with a huge upset as they defeat the Giants 30-27 on a last-second field goal. And that wraps up the Week 1 scores for the NFL 2014 season simulation. We'll leave you with the top plays of the opening week, along with a preview of Week 2 action. And it's all presented to you by the live stream on Twitch TV. Make sure to find more information on the description below. This is Chargerdude95, not only on YouTube, but on live stream as well. Shotgun snap to Manning. Colts drop 8. He's going end zone. It's caught. Julius Thomas, he's in. Touchdown, Denver Broncos. Broncos bring 4. Hit as he throws. He's going end zone. It's intercepted by Raheem Moore. Luck, that was a dying duck there at the end zone, and Raheem Moore took advantage.